Hi, I'm live again. It's Friday again, the 20th of May. So I will wait a little bit for have a few viewers or at least have some questions. So this is the moment you can put in your question for healing, and preferably it's healing where it's personal healing. So it's not for the universe, because my belief system tells that if you start healing yourself, your inner world, then it will help you, that it will help and support the universe in direct effect. So this is for pure self-healing. And the way I work is that I can create keys and codes, and they're coming from the source. So that into codes, and these codes I can direct exactly there where it's needed. So yeah, that's in fact the way it works. Hi, Carrie. And I got my partner Patricia. She's helping uh, to, how do you say it, maneuver uh, any comments or questions. And that seems like nothing, but she's helping as well to put in a safe ground, a safe area, so that you are safe and feeling um, comfortable to put in your question for healing. Sometimes the personal aspects of healing are a bit too much for this session. So then I will direct you to a private session. We do everything for donation. Everything is donation based. So it's all like getting a balanced energy exchange for the energy from the universe towards energy, what we are doing for in time, space, whatever. So let money don't be never be an object, yeah, stopper. If there's anything, you will just connect to me or to Patricia, um, or to both of us if that's needed. So we always will look into that, how things are working, and sometimes my energy is attracting your higher self, but Patricia's feeling and seeing of timelines and feeling all that what's happening there around you can be needed or helpful to help you to move on. Our objective with Inner Source in Galicia is to have a place where people can knock on the door online or in life, and and get that support to get really connected to the heart again, to find your own path again. What we feel, what we say, what we do is never mastering you. We always let you be your own master, your own guide, but sometimes it really resonates, and it's helpful to have a little clearing of space or whatever is needed. So welcome all, and let me have a little look. I can see Carrie Anton here, Emma, Judy Sweeney, Tiffany is here. And Tiffany already had a little question I will work on in a few minutes, Tiffany, so don't worry about that. And let me see. And of course, Patricia's here. So I'm going to read what Emma is writing. I am herself just want me here because I'm new in your channel. I'm going to put it and I'm going to show that. Hi, my, so I can read it easier, not showing off that you are here. To your channel, and an alert just went off and bring me here. Thank you. Oh, beautiful. And that's how it works. So, yeah, great. And if you have any questions, maybe your higher self wants you just to listen into the energies we will work on today. But if you have any question, this is for personal healing. When it's really personal, just connect to us through Messenger. I want to start with Tiffany because I had a little messenger connection with her. Um, Maybe it's new for you, Tiffany, but I make frequencies, and these frequencies can heal, and they can be directed exactly there where it's needed. I made a little note for myself. So these healings are almost always connecting your higher self better to your heart. In the heart is a photon of the source. This photon is it's directly a part of the source. It's like direct connection to it. If I bring codes, it is very helpful and advisable to have your hand, one of your hands, if you like to, one hand on the heart, so that you have an easier, and more direct connection with the photon of the source in your heart. With this connection, it's easier to connect with your higher self, to connect with the source. Sometimes I bring codes to help that, to support that, so that everything in your physical body will come in connection to that, and also everything around your physical body, all the etherical or whatever people are calling it, fields around you. I'm always working for the highest light, the highest good, and what we normally last half year are working with every time and again and again and again, and it will continue, I think, a little bit longer, is trust. So trusting that everything in the universe is perfectly orchestrated. It's so perfectly orchestrated that everything is also connected to each other. And so everything what happens to you as a human being, but also as a multidimensional being, is perfectly orchestrated. So sometimes our human mind will say, "This is bad," or I don't like it," but it's all meant to be at the right place and time. Trusting that is something which really helps. So if you just relax, sit a little bit laid back, and trust that whatever is happening to you is helping you. So having said that, we are on a planet where duality is a very, very powerful issue. And also, everything is created to get you distracted from your inner world. So, to distract you from having your hand on your heart, distract you to go inside. So, if I make codes, put your hand on your heart, close your eyes. It's not that you can't see me, that you're not allowed to see me. It's okay. But with closed eyes, it's easier to get information in your system, in your inner world, because that's where it all has to go. So what I want to do, because Tiffany has children, and I want to be sure that it's all in the starting part, is to clear the throat areas. When I was writing with Tiffany, I could clearly feel the blockages, the debris in the throat area. So as a starter, I want to clear this throat area for all of us. And so close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities, we're going to clear this throat area so that we have a better connection with our higher self possible. And this throat area has a lot to do with authenticity, being pure to yourself, to your inner self. So what I'm doing in fifth is clearing of the throat area as well, is opening your purity, your authenticity. And being authentic in my belief system means that you're opening up for whatever is in your inner world, in your deepest, in your heart area. Shuya aka. And again, opening the throat area more, taking away programs which are attracting the breath. So, this was a nice starter, I think. Let me see who we have in the house. Apart from Alex, fine, great that you are here. Samala is here. Hi. And almost sure that Samala is Vanessa, but I'm not really sure. Those names are really terrible. Patricia is helping me. Tell us a bit about strongly energy that is coming down this week and opens a lot of old stuck emotions. That's more your part of you're asking me to tell you that. That's good. I can only say that there are strong energies coming down, and of course they are opening, and it's more that if you really want to get into that, ask Patricia. I'm just making code. Even kijken. I see that Williane Veen is also in the house. I can't see everybody, so sometimes I miss some of the things. But and let me see how. I feel that it helps perfectly. So what also helps, Tiffany, this is a recording, so you can repeatedly listen to it. So if it still is, it can be helpful to repeatedly listen to these codes. If you can feel that they help, they resonate, so let them work for you. And thank you for the feedback. Let me see. Let me first. I asked my angels for help less than 20 minutes ago. I need help to help out poverty, to come out from under my ex-husband's control, help developing a life plan, what I'm supposed to do in this life. Well, as I just said, I'm working on connection to the higher self. All of the things you are mentioning, for me, translated in my system, are guiding me to, like, okay, there's something you were distracted from your higher self connection. So living with the hand on the heart, buy a roll of duct tape, $1, and you got duct tape all 7 days a week, 24 hours. You have one hand on your heart at most of the time. Sometimes you can drive with one arm. Some things you can't do with one hand on the heart, but do it as much as possible. This will help you to be connected to your heart. It will shut up the mind, because in the mind we make decisions which are distracted or disoriented by programs which are made for getting you out of your inner world, to get back into your inner world. And let's put some codes for getting connected to your higher self as much as possible. So I will make this code, but I was also explaining a little bit. So normally it's higher self as a basis. And your questions are really tipping on the higher self. And secondly, it's the trust that everything is okay, that whatever situation you're in, whatever in the human mind terrible things are happening, it's all perfectly orchestrated. It's meant to be. It has to be like this. And you have obtained for it. And by getting these emotions through your system and getting them out of your system again, you will move up on your path. And we can help you in that. But a lot of things are in your own hands by making decisions from the heart and not from the mind. Again, all my belief system, if you don't agree with that, it's perfectly okay, because everybody has his own truth. But this is my truth. I work with these beautiful beings. You can see Art Soldier 77 has made this creation, but they are making an image of what I work with. And these beautiful creatures have beautiful energies. And when I give my codes, they can be around you. So don't be scared of that. It's perfectly normal. The trust is important. But what also is important, being authentic. So therefore, the codes I gave for Tiffany are valid for everybody. Because a clear throat and a connection with the heart enables us to just feel what is happening and express what's happening in the system. That doesn't mean you throw it all over the fence. It doesn't mean that you have to discuss or argue with other people's belief systems or values or truths. It's just that you let go out of your system what's moving in your system. An emotion turning thing is an energy in yeah, moving energy, that's the word. It's a moving energy. So that moving energy needs to get out of your system. So be authentic. And Patricia and I are really, really fond of being as pure as possible. So every time I feel again, is this what I'm saying, feeling, or thinking pure? If not, I can make the choice. It's my choice, but I can make that choice to go back to the purity again. So that's the basis. And what I'm doing normally in sessions is then I start with inner child sessions. I can call up any inner child of any past experience of any lifetime for you and help clear the energies in this inner child, so that all situations in the near future, in the new now, can support you with different energy. So to go back to Being helped in poverty. There is no poverty. It's pure a situation. You have learned something. The abundance is around you, but through the mind, you don't see it. So, what I will work on now is to help for everybody to connect you again to your higher self. So, close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, and open yourself for this information, which is helping you to see clearly what is already there. And this is an all time, space, dimensions, and infinity. It's helping to connect you from every physical part in your system, physical cells, the heart areas, your organs, all connect them again to the photon of the source in your heart. Connecting everything in your physical system to the photon of the source in your heart. Connecting everything around you, all these layers, all these fields, all these dimensions, all these timelines, connecting them all to your photon of the source in your heart. Connect you to Mother Earth, the kernel of her, that you'll be grounded. Connect you to the central sun. Connect you with the photon of the source to the source. And last and certainly not least, connect you to your own higher self and all its helpers. So this is not new for your system or your feelings or your thinking. It's only remembering, helping to remember, so that all programs can be pushed aside, so that you have a thick connection with your higher self. And to support that, we, together with the beings, we're gonna take away, delete, erase all these programs connected in your system, planned in your system, programmed in your system. Take them away if they are interfering in this widening connection with your higher self. And this is for everybody who's listening to these recordings or seeing this live. You can feel the energy. So this, in regard to this question of Emma, Emma, maybe it's a good idea to have a private, because this is rather much, but to see how the effects are, and if it resonates, you can contact me, and then we can set up something to think, to help to work this through. Because sometimes, for me, it's like there are at least 5 different not related programs in your field, everybody's field, and to take care of them, each of one at a time, will clear the whole situation, that you are not completely redirected again in such a similar situation. And then abundance is for everybody already there. And abundance is not money, it's just being your authenticity, your purity, your light. And then you are on your light path, and everything is clarified. And of course, you don't need, you will not be in neediness for nothing. So that's in short how it works for me. Judy Sweeney, thank you. Yeah, thank you that you are here. And sorry, let me see. I'm with Soul Family from Liza. Yeah, and I was right. I remembered it. Samala is Vanessa. Hi, Vanessa. And let me see what is Tiffany saying. Well, thanks very much. I feel that it helps. Great. And so please do yourself that favor and start re-listen to these codes. How the way codes work is, the more you're open for it, the better they get in. But sometimes it's like an onion. Some of the layers need to be taken off, and then it can get deeper and deeper and deeper. So code is almost like a mantra. It's like an endless directed way of information. So it first will hit you and then get into the first layer, and then it resonates in the first layer, and then you can get in the second layer second time. So if you listen multiple times, and your higher self will direct you to listen to it multiple times. Some people are doing it by the mind, like I was doing in the beginning. Also, I was listening to some things many times without feeling. That's okay, because at that moment it was needed. But later on, I discovered or understood, I think understood is a better word, that it's the higher self who will direct you exactly where you need to be. And sometimes it's a couple of times, and sometimes it's maybe 10 times. It doesn't really matter. You will feel. And sometimes you don't need to listen to the whole recording because you remember it was only that part which I needed. So look at it like that. Patricia, the power of me is to open deep anchored stuck energies so they can be processed. Yeah, thank you. And you can see it. So I believe you. And I can also translate. So if somebody says I got throat area aches, I can translate it direct into laser guided codes. So it helps a lot. I can see that Tracy is in the house. I can see that Angelique van der Weste is there. Hi, Angelique. Let me see. Another page. I can't see you on this side. Yeah, okay. There's Patricia's. I was telling me, like, sometimes we can't see everybody on at the same time. We distribute these recordings at the same time at YouTube, Inner Source page on Facebook, and my page on Facebook. And somehow we don't exactly capture everybody here. So, having done this higher self, is everybody? Could you feel it? Was it okay? Is it strong enough for you? Is it helping you? Does it help you remember your connection with your higher self when you have your hand on your heart? Does this work for you? Let me know, because if not, we're gonna do a second one if it does. So start typing if you want to. Then we move on. It says a few seconds so that everybody can react. Judy says yes, it worked. So thank you for that. Thank you for the feedback, because I want to have this more interactive, because I can give any codes, but Gary's saying absolutely. So thank you. Yeah. And okay. I don't remember. That's a nice. And so you don't remember being connected to your higher self, but your higher self does. I must. No, you never do something wrong. That's programming. Just start believing that everything is perfectly orchestrated. Whatever your mind is bringing is crap, not important. Connect to your heart, get into your inner world. Forget everything your mind is bringing and has learned on this planet. Forget it, it's not important. You can't do anything wrong. You don't make mistakes, because it was needed for you to get certain information to flourish as the lotus flower you are. So don't think negatively, and don't start programming you negatively. Just be open that whatever comes is needed. You came here because your higher self showed you to come here. You didn't have a clue because your mind doesn't think like this. So you're just open to that. Connect to your heart. Keep your hand on your heart during this whole session as long as possible. And my advice is for the rest of your life, and you will see you will be better connected and have a better resonance with everything around you. Okay. No, you're not late. It's, I think, Mariette, it's on Aruba, I think, so that's Aruban time. That's okay. No worries. And you can always listen to the rehearsal. So the second part, higher self, first part. Get everything connected to your photon of the source. Be connected to your heart with your hand on your heart. Connect everything in your field, physical and all around you, to your photon of the source, and then be connected to your higher self, the central sun, and the source, and Mother Earth. Having done this all, we can work on trust. So let's do that. So close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, because trust is something is bombarded with mind things, and mind things are taking our trust away every time and again and again. And sometimes we have to trust without any proof. So it's just like, okay, I rely on what's coming. I rely that everything is okay. But my mind tells me, oh, this is not what I wanted. Oh my God. And fear programs can get in. So trust is a real thing to do. And you don't need to work on it. It's just, how do you say it? Give into it. I think that's the word. Just give into it. And it's easy to say if you are seeing all these bears on the road and there's wolves and whatever. If you start understanding that all these things around you, the outer world, is created to distract you from your inner world. So as soon as you see something in your outer world which does something with you, it's a flag for you. Hello, go back to your inner world. Oh, I'm distracted by this. I need to go back to my inner world. I need to go back to my inner world. I need to put my hand on my heart so I can be more with myself, connected with my higher self and my soul. So start being trusting in that. And to help you, I'm going to give you codes for trust. So close your eyes, put your hand on your heart if you didn't have it already there. Have your feet next to each other, preferably not cross, so that the energy can move, and let the beings around you help you. And these are codes for trust in all time, space, dimensions, and infinity, to upgrade the trust, to help us remember our trust, which we once knew and were living. And there are so implants and programs and all those nasty things we're going to take away that immediately. Anything what stops you of being in connection with your own trust, your purity of trust, your trust in the light, you being the light, is erased, deleted, moved away. And open your free mind, your free will of choice, choosing what's right for your higher self, your trust. Rely on your own powers. And breathe it in. I like that one. It's nice and powerful. Judy, helps to set your intentions. Just open to receive and trust. You can re-listen later by yourself when you're in a place to allow the energies to come to you. And that's beautiful described. And it's so beautiful that people are helping each other in this group to show ways which are helping. Sometimes there are many ways to Rome, they say in Europe, and all these ways are equal. They all come at the same point. So it doesn't, if something works for me, it doesn't mean that it's the same thing for you. But you can try it and feel if it resonates. If it resonates, it's perfect. If it doesn't resonate, you don't need to put effort in it. It's not okay. It has to flow, ease and grace. I said Aruba. Sorry for that. Curacao. It's one of the islands. I'm living in Spain now. I don't know. I'm from Spain. I don't know nothing. It was a television program. Okay. So basically, connecting to your higher self, be connected with your inner photon of the source, be connected to the source. That makes you and enables you, empowers you to connect to your higher self, trusting that everything is perfectly orchestrated. Everything in the universe is like a chain, it's all connected. In every universe, all these universes are connected in a similar way. So, how beautiful, how powerful is that? We are not human beings, we are multidimensional beings. We got enormous power, the same power as the guys behind or girls or whatever they are, the beings behind us, me. So we have the same capabilities, the same abilities, the same powers, only we were taught to forget it. So most of my codes are helping you to reopen this connection with the remembrance. And sometimes it doesn't feel like it at the moment, but it will plant seeds and it will tremble in frequency in deeper layers in your system. So trust also that. Okay. From that, having that said, I think authenticity is very important as well. And authenticity is that you start feeling, and when you feel, you start expressing what you feel. So if something happens and you don't agree to that, it doesn't mean that you have to be bold and be aggressive or whatever or negative on anything. It's only meant that you can say, I can make a decision. I can avoid this. Or if I can't avoid it, I can say, doesn't feel right for me at this moment. So I rather not, or I step back. And that's expressing your authentic feelings. And that helps you to become in a purity of light. And it's a harder one, but it will show you results quite quickly. So some supporting codes after I heard from you if these codes are working, if this is the right line, or that you have a personal question for healing. So give me a little bit feedback and then I can move on or stay in another level and I can take a sip of water. So a few seconds to see if there are some reactions coming, and otherwise I can move on. And with these heavy energies Patricia was talking about, she was saying something like, I'm looking for that at the moment. She said she can feel and see anything. I don't, but I can feel that the energies are strong, and that for me it's like if I make codes, I can feel beings coming through me and bringing a lot of energy. So I can feel it a little bit, and today I can feel in my system that energies are powerful, more powerful than yesterday. Interesting. Let me see. So thank you, Tracy. It's always it's helpful if people give me feedback. So and you were one of the patriots, and that's really powerful and helpful. Thank you for that. I will listen to Patricia. I see Emma. Personal healing. Something which I will express why personal healing. Okay, that's important. Maybe I wasn't clear on that. I want you to anybody to ask for something specifically personal. Why? If it's specifically personal, I can translate it in an intention and make that intention in source codes. And that source code will work at that specific part. Not only for the person who's asking it, but it will be for the collective as well. That's the way my energy works. If somebody asks you, like, I got pain in my back, I can give you codes to help you release the pain in your back, but it's not specifically enough working. So if I'm just saying everybody with pain in their back, I can heal that, not everybody will sense the healing as good as it's possible. If you say, I got exactly at that spot, something happens when I do this or whatever, and then I can transform that information in specific energies. So the more specific the question is, the better and the more helpful you are for the collective as well. So that's that's saying of how my energy works. Sorry, that was not for. I wanted to do this one. It's okay. Empower more compassion. That's a beautiful one, and that's a nice one also in relation to the authenticity. So, as an intermediate step. Thank you for that. So, what I want to do is to open up for more compassion. Close your eyes, hand on the heart still. And more compassion is in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities, and all these timelines and all these quantum fields everywhere. Your energy is connected, and your energy connected to the collective energy. We're gonna reopen, we bring in, infuse you with compassion. Compassion direct from the source. Sur ishikota mata ayushkota. So it's like almost a direct pipe from the source in your skull, through your throat, in your heart, and it's like somebody's blowing compassion in that. And take away every obstacle for compassion. And compassion is like seeing something happening and understand how the other person is seeing that. So you don't have to agree to it. It's just okay. Compassion is like the mother to a child who's doing the same thing wrong. Is not the right word, but doing the same thing, and you still have compassion because it's your child. So walk. Compassion is like the baby in the arms of the mother. Compassion is deeply carried in your DNA. Compassion is the animals in nature you see. You have a direct heart line with them. So open this heart. Open yourself. I'm taking it a little bit slower than normally, not only because Patricia wants me to do that, because I can fly really like an zeg je dat? Ongeleid projectiel. So it's an unguided projectile. But it's also because I can feel these energies are powerful, a little bit more powerful than I'm used to. So that's okay. Let me see. Let me see. The mind after we say. Yeah, and Mariette, I can see maybe some coach to calm the mind after a busy day and make it easier to come into the heart energy. That's a beautiful one. So first of all, hand on the heart. That makes you feet on the ground, so that you are grounded, connected. And then you close your eyes and you feel inside the connection with your hand and the photon of the source, the connection with your 2 feet on the ground. And then you can feel the connection to your higher self, to the source. And sitting there, and you don't have to meditate, it's just this posture, just the way you feel best. You can do it lying down, you can do it sitting, you can stand, whatever you want. But it's the connection of the heart, it's connection of the earth, connection to your higher self and the source. And then these codes will support that. So it's like taking off the coat of this day and give it to Mother Earth. So I don't need it anymore. The heaviness is like the mind is working too hard. So it will help to put your hand on the heart during the day more times, or connect to yourself in this way more times. Maya tanana iyana iyurnana iyana yan yurnana ronyana iyana wok chaka chuku hot chop chop. Okay. Okay. Emma, this what you are asking now is something really specific, and you please do that in a one-on-one, because this will need more attention. It's a beautiful personal question and understandable. So the things you are asking are a little bit bigger than the things we are normally doing in this session, which is okay because I learned from it, you learn from it. The codes are still working, so but they're a little bit the more time consuming. That's the word, I think, or more energy consuming. And I want to divide it to everybody a little bit of the time. So please come back to that, and then we work out whatever is needed, and we do everything on donation base. This is on donation base. If you like it, you can do a love donation. If you don't like it, it's okay. If you don't want to do a love donation, you can put your energy in spreading and sharing. It's also okay because it's all based on energy exchange that we are leveling in some way, and the money system is not our way anymore. So we are transforming, but we still live here. We need water, bread, whatever. So we're trying to shift this, but we don't want anybody to be not in our help system. And if somebody doesn't understand the energy exchange, then the energy won't work. So it's very fair, and so don't worry about it. It will we will find a way in that. Let me see. Whoops. Yolanda is here. Hi, Yolanda. So let me go back to the red line I had, and that's so we have connection with the higher self. We have the trust. Trust is something which will reoccur every week, every day for me. And then we have compassion. That's a very nice gift Patricia has really deeply. And compassion is that we always are able to understand that there are many, many different beings and many, many different truths or visions or belief systems. And that's perfectly okay because it would be a really dull world if we had all the same. So if you see something and you can connect to your heart and you understand that there is a difference, but it isn't wrong or right, it's just a difference. It's a different approach, a different feeling, a different energy, which is beautiful because it's not yours. It doesn't need to be eliminated or changed because it's just not yours, which is okay. So for me, that's compassion, being open to everything what is. Again, everything is perfectly orchestrated through all universes. You are a multidimensional being. You lay back in trust. You feel the compassion. And then you start being authentic. So your throat area is already a bit opened up in the first parts of this session. So let's move into the compassion part and opening for the authenticity. Close your eyes again, hand on the heart. In all time, space, dimensions, and infinities, we're gonna reopen the areas between heart, throat, and deeply, deeply in the backside of it, connection with your third eye, pineal gland. Open the throat area a little bit wider. Taking all programs away who keep the barriers in these areas. Open this higher heart area, throat area, ears, sure, So beautiful. So that's what I say. It's a normal session. Starts with connecting to the higher self. Of course, somebody comes in and say, I want to change this, or this is constantly blocking me in my life. Then we start with seeing the higher self, all these connections, go back into the trust system and understanding of the multidimensionality, the trust. Everything is perfect. All is well. There is no lack nowhere. It's only the mind which lets us not see the abundance. Go back into the compassion so that we are not distracted by others. Understanding that all around us is made for distraction or seduction or seduction. So it's all meant for us to take our energy outwards. And we as a multidimensional being should do the opposite around, to get inwards. That's why the hand on the heart helps. Then you become authentic in the sense that you, with compassion, connected to your heart, understand. You don't have to support it, but you understand all these other ways of doing so that you can distinguish what is a distracting or seducting program or what is just a belief system of somebody else, which is perfectly okay. So then you come to purity. And purity is something, in my belief system, is a way of choice. You choose to be pure. As a little child, I nicked some candies and we do all kinds of things which aren't really pure. But it helped to understand that that was not pure. And I can decide now that if something comes in my way, for instance, a waitress makes a counting mistake, I will now tell her, listen, you made a mistake. I don't care whose favor it will be, but it's not pure. It's not right. I just want to put it into the light that this is pure in any way. And those are this is also a process which is taking a long time for many, many of us. But it's okay. We get purer and purer, and more light can come into our systems. And that's the benefit of it. We can become more and purer light. So let me give you some programs. First, I'm going to peek in the comment line. And I see Barbara is in the house. Hi, Barbara. And oops. This is the first comment. And then, the throat chakra is way open to that point that people can't handle my authenticity. That's very interesting. Beautiful. Thank you for that, for popping that up. Although I try to speak from a loving energy, but I guess not everybody is ready for that. My experience, Mariette, is that many of our acquaintances, that's maybe the best word, family, friends, whatever, if you start changing into being authentic, being pure connected to the heart. It's very important to be connected to the heart. You are changing. People are used for you to resonate like this, and suddenly you are going to resonate like this or whatever. And it's changing. And normally, if the interaction is at the same level, it's okay. Nobody changed. But suddenly you are way out of resonation, and then they are like, oh, "What is this? You changed. I don't want it because their higher self is not at that part already, or further, or whatever. It's not at the equal space. So yeah, that change of frequency from you will bring change in your surrounding, logically. So you will find new beings to be together with and resonate again. And if you make a major shift again, it will happen again, and it will happen again, and it will continue to happen. Every time again, these resonations will find a similar resonation frequency. And if there is a big disturbance in that, you disturb the whole group. So something will go away. So yes, that's quite normal. But the most important thing for me is, if you communicate, being authentic is communicating with the hand on the heart. Definitely, that's like a must. With the hand on the heart, you communicate not what you see others doing. You just communicate what's happening with frequencies, with emotions in your system. That's being authentic. Otherwise, maybe you are telling other people how to live, and they have all their own way to live. And there's no way you can tell others how to do it, how to treat animals, or there's no way you can convince them. There's no mission for you in that. The only mission for you is to be a shining example for others, and with your frequency, with your attitude, with your way of life and way of nature, and then show others by doing how to live. So maybe there's some aspects we can talk about separate, but that's how I feel. Uh, yeah, I think maybe they're listening to the birds over here, because there are many, many birds. And we're also happy that our new place has many birds also as well, and we're gonna multiply them. Okay, so going to that purity. Purity is, again, everything is connected in shape, being connected, um, higher self, connect to the earth, connect to the higher aspects, connect everything in your heart area to your photon of the source, and then trust, compassion, authenticity, and then purity. And purity is a decision making thing, so you can decide every time and time if something is your choice pure. So let's do some codes on that. Close your eyes, hand on the heart, and in all time, space, dimensions, and infinities, we're going to first clear any programs or objections or obstructions for purity topataata. Hoostopataanayata, ihotaniantya nyaka chu 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 sha. Shurikatatata. And help your decision making system to be of choice for purity. Sure, clear, clear, score, she, or for she, shuba, ash, sure, And what helps in the coming period is that every time you feel you can make a decision in purity, just make that choice for yourself. And for me, it helped to make the pure decision. Let me see, Mariette is typing a lot. Those even are people that I recently met, but still have had hard time dealing with. But yes, I made new friends along the way that do understand who I am, where I come from, and from love. And two words are enough: kind of friendship. With much of that note, I'm not telling people how to live. We all have our paths. But if people ask my advice, I will give them my honest opinion. Yeah, and even if people asking for advice, sometimes it's their higher self asking them to like being here, and their I'd say their normal self is not listening yet. So it's like you tell them, if asked, you tell them what you experience, how you live your life, how you see your place in the universe, without expectations. So it's just like, and then you will see that not everybody is resonating. That it's like um, insects. They swirl around you. Some will sit on your shoulder, and some will just swirl around you. So be open for it. No expectations. And yes, birds' songs carry light codes. Yeah, true. And it's so beautiful. And we're doing every morning and every evening the Agni-Hortra fire ceremony. And then we noticed that the blackbirds are 1 hour before the first sun ray, 1 hour after, and so all types of birds have their own timing on when they start singing at the loudest. It's very interesting. Yeah. So it's already been an hour. Of course, going quickly. What I just wanted to say, I'm planning a new healing group. I'm planning a new light language activation. Maybe it will get a new mission or name. So that will be on Tuesday, somewhere in the next month. If you're interested, just knock on. Patricia is doing the Dutch meditation / healing session at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. The English one will follow, I think, 4 weeks later, but we'll know. We have our newsletter in English. So we got it in Dutch and in English. So if you want that, drop your your email in a private message so that you don't get spread around the internet. If you want more healing or more energy work, you can either message Patricia or myself. It's all pure love donation based. It's not that we are begging for money. It's just that if you want to work with us, we want to, the universe, not only we, but the universe asks for an energy balance. And some of the people have a lower balance or a higher balance. Your inner world will know. And we are just doing our job, our light workers' job. We devoted and dedicated for this. This is what we do. And there's nothing else we do. So we are trying to be the best in being pure light, be pure, be honest and open. And so if there's anything you want to connect with us, please do. You can help us by spreading our planned things, or if you see something or your experience, spread the word so that people can find us, and that will help. We will be in 21 to 24th of June in Holland, in the Netherlands, and we will have a retreat there, which is living from the heart, which is very powerful, and it's including a Kundalini awakening from a very powerful Kundalini awakener. That's Pepita Luiten, is a very good friend of us, but she's a very, very powerful energy worker as well. So there are some places for that. And just know what you need. If you need any care, special care, please let us know. And we are there for you. I hope everybody is very good. I hope the energies, because today is the 20th, tomorrow is the 21st. It's always special. I hope that the energies will really work out fine for you. If there's any blockage in the frequencies, hey, I got my fly, then let me know. And we love to do the work. We love you all. Thank you for everybody listening live, and also thank you for everybody listening to the recording later on. It's also on YouTube. If you subscribe to the YouTube channel, you can see many, many other recordings, and some of them will help you still, so your higher self can find it. Hope everything is perfect for everybody, and goodbye. Thank you.